Alright, so we're gonna do this. A lot of people have been telling me since I want to just do a podcast on my own to just do it, wing it, see where it goes from there. So yeah, we're gonna do it. It's Monday night. Monday night football's over. It's about 10:45. And like SVP says, I'm not tired yet. But if you know me, I don't sleep much anyway. So we're gonna crack open a beer. Those that worry, don't worry. I only drink on days that end with water. So yeah, we gonna crack open a beer. We gonna talk a little football today. Only because that's what's fresh on my mind. Of course, Monday Night Football. My team, Steelers, and the Giants. Got the W. Can't say I'm too happy with how we won because we really should have blown the Giants out of the water. But a W is a W. 6-2 puts us at the top of the AFC North. I think we may be right behind Kansas City right now. I haven't checked the standings yet, but Kansas City doesn't impress me. And I'll get into that one a little bit later. But talk about tonight. By the way, if y'all didn't watch Monday Night Football and y'all didn't see Ryan Clark's fit, Ryan Clark used to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I need to Google that. Yes, he went back to Pittsburgh. Black and gold suit. Got a little logo on one side. Got his 25 on the other side. I couldn't get away with rocking it, but he wore it. He looked good. More power to you. But like I said, going back to the game, as much as I felt like we should have dominated that game, we should have won like 31-3. Giants showed up. Giants came to play. But so did Daniel Jones. And if you know what that means, you know what that means. We get a fumble from Daniel Jones, and he throws a pick when it counts the most. But of course, TJ Watt shows up like everybody knows. TJ Watt, game record, shuts it down, game over. As far as the offense goes, I don't know if I'm 100% sold on Russell Wilson yet. He didn't look bad. He looked good at times. The fumble got me. I go back and forth whether I like Russell Wilson or whether I would have stuck with Justin Fields. Pros and cons both ways. Good thing is they got a bye week to figure it out and, go from there. As far as the run game goes, Najee Harris showed up. Najee showed up the last 3 games. Hitting 100. I think he hit 100 or close to 100 this week, but he's been running hard. The man's been running for his life. Contract year for Najee Harris, so no wonder. North-South runner. He's running like he ran at Alabama. Looks a lot better. Jaylen Warren looking good. Looks like he's healthy. George Pickens, even though I don't like his attitude, made some big plays. Calvin Austin, little man, got some speed. That punt return, that touchdown, yes sir. As far as the Giants go, well, as long as they got Daniel Jones at quarterback, I don't see that's any future for the Giants. They got Malik Neighbors, who's legit number 1, can be a superstar in this league. But you got Daniel Jones, don't do the ball. So we all know how that is. And Tyrone Tracy. I have to admit, didn't expect much from him. Even though he's had some big games, thought Steelers would shut him down. Man showed up, had a big game. I think had 130, 140 yards and that touchdown. Looks like he got a concussion at the end of the game, though. Feel bad for the guy, but hey, that comes with the territory. At least he's not Tua, right? Probably should have said that. Bad joke. Sorry. But yeah. So that's my take on Monday Night Football. 6-2 going to a bye. Figure out our quarterback situation. Who do we go with? Get some people healthy, and get ready for the stretch run. Get ready for the division games, and hopefully make a strong run to the playoffs. That Christmas game with Kansas City is looking real good, though. Kansas City undefeated. We're 6-2. That one's looking real good. So, there might be something there Christmas Day. I know I'll be watching. Side note, I looked at the tickets for that game. Ridiculous. Just for Christmas Day. I get why, but still, ridiculous. Let's see. What else happened? Oh, Side note: World Series. Yeah, looks like the Dodgers went up 3-0. Not a Dodgers or a Yankees fan. I'm a Red Sox fan, so I'm definitely glad to see the Yankees probably gonna get swept, and makes me happy. But again, I will go for the Dodgers. They got two old Red Sox on their team, Mookie Betts and Kike's on their team too. So I can definitely root for the Dodgers for them too. So anyway, sidetrack. We're talking about that. Oh, Sunday Night Football. The Cowboys and the 49ers. Man, I'm sorry. If you know me, you know I'm not a Cowboys fan. But at the same time, I don't like to label myself as a Cowboy hater either. But they look like trash. With the exception of that fourth quarter where Dak and CeeDee Lamb finally had a couple of good connections, they look like trash. That team, downward spiral. I think, my opinion, they need to rebuild it. We all know Jerry Jones ain't gonna do it. Jerry Jones gonna make every excuse in the book as to why he didn't do A, B, and C. I mean, look at the whole Derrick Henry thing. We didn't sign Derrick Henry because we couldn't afford him. You never called the dude. How do you know you couldn't afford him? But I digress. You're stuck with your running back. What's his name? Uncle Rico Dowdle, whatever his name is, and then Dalvin, who's definitely not cooking right now. No Dalvin Cook, and poor Dak back there. Dak being Dak gets paid his money, and all season been looking like trash. That defense definitely looked like trash. Wouldn't be surprised if Michael Parsons leaves and goes and joins Dan Quinn in Washington. That would piss off some Cowboy fans even more. But yeah, I mean Dallas. I don't know. They don't have enough time to get it together. I think they need to let go of McCarthy. A lot of people say they should bring in Belichick, but I don't know if Belichick fits in Dallas. Only because of the fact Belichick doesn't. Well, we all know Belichick doesn't like the attention that Jerry Jones likes. So I don't know if he'd fit there. I think they butt heads, but yeah, if you let go of McCarthy, I think that's a start. Rebuild a team. You know, you may even want to use CeeDee Lamb as trade bait at this point. Get you some young players. See what you got to do there, man. That's Cowboys are looking bad. And I'm sorry to all you Cowboy fans out there. And yes, I know the Cowboys beat the Steelers, which to this day haunts me, makes me mad, makes me glad I did not go to that game. I would have been pissed if I was there. But yeah, so San Francisco, they got the win, but still not impressed with San Francisco. Maybe when they get McCaffrey back. I know they lost Ayuk. Brock Purdy keeping that team together. Poor team's hurt. I know George Kittle's still there. He tore it up last night. Deebo Samuel's still there. He still got a little bit in the gas tank, but I know he's banged up. But I will give the 49ers credit. That defense is legit. I think Bosa got to Dak 2-3 times. So I think if they were right on the defense, they get everybody healthy, maybe they got a shot. But I think they're third in their division, behind Arizona and behind I think the Rams is what it is. I think I haven't even looked at the standings, but yeah, I think I heard that they were third in their division. To look at everything after today, but yeah, Dallas and San Francisco look bad. No one mentioned Tua earlier. Only caught a couple highlights of that game. I know they lost to Arizona, but Lord knows I need Tua to throw the ball to Tyreek because I got Tyreek on my fantasy team and he's kicking my ass. That man needs to score some points. I'm tired of it. Tyreek, I drafted him with my first pick and he ain't done it. So Tua, get your shit together. Slide. I know I saw a highlight where he slid and the crowd went crazy. Slide. Forget your other receivers. Throw the ball to Tyreek. But in all honesty, I don't know. I say it's too late for Miami, but they stuck in that division with the Jets, Jets and Aaron Rodgers. That's a disaster right now too. You're buying Buffalo's. You may have a shot. You could have a shot. So you never say never. As long as you can keep Tua healthy. No more concussions for Tua. No more. I don't want to go there. I don't want to offend nobody. But no more passing out on the field, getting knocked out on the field. Do your thing, whatever. Cardinals, that game against Miami. I always have this thing with Kyler Murray. Not because he's small, but just can't take him serious. But he's balling out right now. He's balling out. You get that man Marvin Harrison Jr., who's definitely been playing lights out as a rookie. I know he had missed a game or two with a concussion, but ever since then, Marvin Harrison been tearing it up. You got James Conner, former Steeler. Still a little upset we let him go, but we got Najee, but it's okay. James Conner over there, the power back, catch survivor too. You gotta respect him for that. They got that young tight end out there, McBride. He's playing pretty lights out too. Their defense is on and off, but in the league now, if you can outscore somebody, you get a win. You get a win. So it looks like Arizona was doing pretty good there. Let's see, Green Bay. Green Bay pulled off a win late yesterday, but Jordan Love might be out. Jordan Love might be hurt for a while. I know they said today this is growing, but he only strained it, I think. But I've never had any wrong with my groin or hamstring or anything, so I don't know how that's going to affect him. But I know when I watched, he could barely walk. He couldn't walk off the field, so hoping he recovers. Because without him, I know they got a couple wins with Malik Willis, but let's be honest, man. Jordan Love is QB1 over there. You got your receivers, you got that tight end Tucker Kraft out of nowhere. I mean, picked him up on my fantasy one a couple weeks ago, and he's been tearing it up for me too. Just wish he would pick a receiver, because every week it's a different receiver. So pick a receiver. But you got Josh Jacobs too, tearing it up. Shout out to the Raiders for not paying the man, and he's over there in Green Bay tearing it up. But we all know that's a typical Raider move. Raiders don't like to pay people. Look, they traded away Devontae Adams for like a bag of chips. So, I mean, that's how the Raiders roll. But yeah, Green Bay, hopefully they're able to get it together. I think they played Jacksonville this past week, and Jacksonville was just a disaster too. They lost. Kirk's out for the season. I heard something about Brian Thomas being hurt today too. I don't know how long he's gonna be out. Late Trevor Lawrence in his hair, shitload of money. He ain't done nothing. Travis Etienne's a waste. Bigsby, I think, taking his job. Shout out to Jerry Jones. You may want to go see if you can get Travis Etienne. He might be a little bit better fit for y'all than what you got back there now. Trade deadline's next week. Do what you got to do. Doubt it's going to happen, but we'll see. But yeah, Jacksonville. I think I saw something the other day where they lost up until a couple weeks ago, like 8 straight since last season, when they were like number 1, and they hadn't won a game since. So surprised Peterson's still coaching there. I would have thought he'd been gone by now, but whatever. With Texans and Colts, everybody's hyping up the Texans, man, but they look a little iffy right now. I know Collins is out, and that's C.J. Stroud's number 1 receiver, and then I saw that Diggs got hurt too with his knee, so he's down to, I think, just Tank Dell and then Hutchinson, and this might be a good time to get John Mechie some rest. I mean, dude tore it up in Alabama, missed that year because I think it was cancer or something, so get him on the field, see what he can do. Joe Mixon can't do it all. Workhorse back, I know, but I don't think he can do it all. Defense looks pretty good. It's hard to say because it was the Colts with Anthony Richardson saying I got tired, had to come out of the ball game for a play because I was tired. Who does that in the NFL? That's what you train for. That's what you run for. I got tired. I don't play in the NFL, but I'm not gonna come out. I talk all this shit, but I might get tired too, but whatever. But I'm not a professional athlete either. I don't spend millions of dollars on my body. I don't train for this year round. Tired in the 3rd quarter. Hell out of that. In all honesty, I think the Colts look better with Joe Flacco. 38-year-old footstep Flacco. As much as I don't like to do because he used to play for the Ravens, he used to kick our butts all the time. Colts look better with Flacco. They got the young receivers, got Pittman, got Downs. Jonathan Taylor can hand the ball off all day, but defense is going to key on him, so Flacco's a better passer. Richardson, I think, was like at 1 point 2 for 14, 2 for 11. Looked like crap. Yeah, I mean, he's a rookie, he's young, let him learn. I know that's your future. You wasted your number 1 pick on. I won't say wasted. Use your number 1 pick on him, but hey, that's doesn't always mean you got to play him right off the bat. He's got a rookie contract. Got 2 more years of him. You know, Flacco. I roll Flacco. He's hotter him. Their defense is suspect too. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad. Depends who they're playing. So we'll see how that rolls. I know the Texans got the Jets this week, Thursday night football, which are always. I don't say always. There's been a couple decent games this year on Thursday nights. There was that Falcons Buccaneers shootout. You know that was a pretty good game. So hope, I don't know. It's the Jets though, so you might get another stinker. Speaking of the Jets and Patriots this past weekend, you can't beat the Patriots if your quarterback's Aaron Rodgers. What are you doing? You know what I mean? You went and got your boy Devontae Adams. I ain't done jack. You got, to me, I think you got 2 beasts at running back, Brees Hall, Braylon Allen. You don't really use either one of them. Or why do you have them? Run the ball. Who cares if Aaron Rodgers is your quarterback? Run the ball. Garrett Wilson's over there, but I hate to say that I think the Jets are turning into one of those teams where they're going to have too many stars and they want the ball. Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams. You got your 2 backs that ain't getting the ball. It's going to cause some issues in the locker room. And you got Aaron Rodgers, who just kind of looks like he don't give a shit sometimes. I know the man's 40 already. He ain't what he used to be, that's for damn sure. But you're getting people fired left and right. So, I mean, might as well call him the owner of the Jets, even though he's playing like trash. And I have him on my fantasy league, which pisses me off even more because he's playing like trash. But yeah, I remember Aaron Rodgers used to be bad. With Stephen A, he's a bad man. But no, he looks like trash now. Jets defense, definitely not what everybody thought they were going to be this year. They definitely look bad. Even though they got back Reddick this week, I don't think he played very much. But God, that team looks like trash too. Like biggest disaster in NFL history. Trading what you did for Aaron Rodgers, firing people left and right, head coach, demoting the offensive coordinator. Yeah, it's a disaster there in New York. And Devontae Adams, I wouldn't be surprised if you're like, damn, why'd I come to New York? There was other people. I could have gone to Kansas City. Look what D-Hop went to Kansas City. Could have gone to Pittsburgh. I know Pittsburgh asked about him. No, but you got to go to New York because your best friend's over there and they're like trash. What can you do, right? What can you do? Let's see. What else? Who else did we have this? Oh, Ravens and the Browns. For the record, I hate both teams in our division. Rivals. But I do have Derrick Henry and Mark Andrews on my fantasy team, so I kind of need them to score points. But Andrews looked all right. And I mean, they did all right as far as fantasy points go, but losing to Jameis Winston and the Browns? What's going on? You know, everybody's predicting the Ravens to go to the Super Bowl, or at least contend with the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl. And you lose to the Browns? With Jameis Winston, the quarterback? Come on now. No, but in all seriousness, watching that game, the Browns look a lot better with Jameis Winston at quarterback than Deshaun Watson. The joke I make with everybody is Deshaun Watson ain't what he used to be because he ain't allowed to get his massage no more. Which is messed up to say, but he ain't the same since all that happened. And you paying him all that money. It's guaranteed money, so I get why you're paying him, but I don't know. I hate to say the injury was a good thing because you never want to see injury on people, but Jameis came out firing. I mean, he's definitely knows how to motivate people. If you haven't seen some of Jameis Winston's motivation, you need to Google that. Google some of his interviews. Man's hilarious. National treasure. Protect Jameis Winston at all costs. But yeah, I mean, spread the ball around. Yeah, they got rid of Amari Cooper, but they got that new Tillman kid through that, I think it was 30-some yard bomb that won the game for him. Got Nick Chubb. Chubb coming back. He's looking a little bit healthy. Take him a couple games, get where he needs to be. Fortunately, I think the Browns are too far behind as far as all the losses they took already. But they still may be just a dangerous team. They're not. I wouldn't say they're a guaranteed win anymore like they were the past couple weeks. Their defense is always going to be legit. But Miles Garrett back there. Some other kid from Notre Dame. got hurt though. Is the linebacker Oso Carmu? I can't pronounce the name. I'm sorry if I butchered it. If you watch my thing, which I don't think you will, but if you do, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to butcher it. Hope you get better. Yeah, I mean their defense. They got some players back there. You know, it's just I hate to say. I think the Cleveland Browns are just one of those teams that's kind of cursed, just like the Jets and the Browns. Every year something happens. I'll tell you what though, I bet you the Browns looking like, why did we give rid of Baker Mayfield right about now? Baker Mayfield been tearing it up. As far as the Ravens go, definitely the most hated team by me. Ravens and Steelers, if you don't know, biggest rivalry in the NFL. Can't stand the Ravens. Yes, I have some of my fantasy team may get it, but I still can't stand the Ravens. And watching them lose to any team is amazing. But in all seriousness, Lamar Jackson's a baller. He's a baller. No denying that. But what I still don't understand, and I think their head coach, John Harbaugh, said it a couple weeks ago. In reference to Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, hands down, best back in the NFL. Give that man the ball 25 to 30 times a game. I think he got 14, 15 touches yesterday. I could be off a couple. This is a workhorse. That man is 250. I think he's 260. And can run 22 miles an hour? No, you better give that man the ball and let him run it. Let gang tackle him. Like, I don't care what your philosophy. I don't care if you got Lamar Jackson. Derrick Henry is your workhorse. I don't understand it. I'm not a head coach, but I'm just run the ball with Henry. Run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. Opens up play action, and then you got your receivers, which outside of Zay Flowers, Baltimore's been missing the number one for years. I don't know why they don't just go out and get one. You know, I know they had tried for Devontae Adams, which would have been a better spot for him than the Jets. But Baltimore's hasn't had a number one receiver in years. Can you imagine if they had a number one receiver? How could they be? I hate to say it because they kind of hate the Ravens, but it's true. Facts. Then you got Mark Andrews, my diabetes brother. Love you, brother. We're both diabetic. Found that out. That's why I like Mark Andrews. That's why I kind of draft him every year because we both got diabetes. Side note, anyway. But yeah, they're getting him more back into the offense, which is I think what they were missing. But again, give Derrick Henry the ball. Give him the ball. Let him run people over. Let him truck people. That's what he does. You know, look what he did to Dallas. Tore them up. I mean, look, every time they give him the ball 25, 30 times a game, man's damn near 200 yards rushing, and they win. So I don't care that's what Harbaugh says we didn't bring him in for. Give him the damn ball. Why'd you bring him in then? To be a decoy? No. And don't be doing this. We're saving him for the playoffs crap. It's Derrick Henry. That man spends, I think I saw something the other day where he spends about as much money on his body a year as LeBron James does. So millions of dollars on his body a year. That man can play. That man is conditioned to play. Give him the damn ball. Let's see, what else? What did we have? Oh, Rams and the Vikings Thursday night. That was a decent game. That was another Thursday night game that was decent. Vikings got, I'm not saying they would have gone and scored on that drive, but that missed face mask at the end of the game blatantly definitely put an early into that game. I'm still trying to figure out whether the Vikings are for real or if they're pretenders. I know they've lost 2 in a row. You got Justin Jefferson. Sam Darnold's not bad. He's been pretty decent, but I don't know if he's gonna take them in the long run. I'm still trying to figure that out. Aaron Jones looks alright. Their defense is questionable the last 2 games, but I don't know if that's just who they've played or what's going on there in Minnesota. I know they're still 5-2 now. 5-2 or 6-2, one or the other. They've lost 2 games. And then the Rams, you get back Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. Yeah, now the Rams look dangerous. Now the Rams look like the Rams from last year. I'm just hoping they didn't fall too far behind, but they're in that NFC West where it's pretty close. I think I want to say it's Arizona and them, because I know Seattle and San Francisco are kind of on the back end of that. But Matthew Stafford, as I don't want to say he's old, but he's been in the league for a while, coming from Detroit to LA, and he's still got it. He can still sling it. You got your running back, Kyron Williams. He's looking pretty good. Rams defense is kind of iffy too as well, but looked all right. It looked all right. I think they'll be okay. They can score. That's the good thing. As long as Cup and Puka Nacua stay healthy, then you'll be all right. Those two guys can block too. I watched them playing. They don't just catch the ball. Those guys will block. Those are some blocking receivers, which helps the Rams run game. So I definitely like that about. One more thing about Minnesota. Minnesota getting Hawkinson back next week. Their tight end TJ. So gives them another weapon. I know Jordan Addison kind of flamed out so far this year. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know if it's all those issues with speeding, getting in trouble with the law. Seems to be an issue with some of these wide receivers, if you know what I mean. But yeah, so I mean, Minnesota, we'll see how they go. I know they're still at the top of that NFC North, and then NFC West with the Rams. Speaking of the NFC North, y'all see that Bears, Commanders. I almost called them the Redskins. I'm sorry. You know what? Damn it, they're the Redskins to me. I don't care what anybody says. I grew up with them as the Redskins. They can be the Redskins. Care if they call them the Commanders, the football team, whatever. They're the Redskins. That end zone, Hail Mary, yeah. That dude on Chicago, I can't remember his name. Is it Stevenson? Whatever. Whoever was the guy that's taunting during the play, yeah, I would cut his ass already. That's just me. Ain't time for that bullshit. Look, man, we ain't won the game yet. They don't say double zeros. Don't be taunting. And then you also the reason why they caught the touchdown. You bat the ball down. You don't tip it. So, yeah, the Bears, Caleb Williams, number 1 pick. He's looked okay. Definitely not my front runner for Rookie of the Year. Goes to the other side, Jaden Daniels. Kid is skinny, but the kid can play. Got an arm. Can definitely run. I know he played through those rib injuries yesterday, so didn't look as sharp as he normally does. But definitely my front runner for Rookie of the Year. Of course, he got a run game. Brian Robinson Jr. Shout out to Brian Robinson. Got shot last year. Beginning of the offseason. Came back, I think, 5-6 games in the season. Could be a little bit longer. And here you're starting running back for the Commanders. Redskins. Whatever. Austin Eckler out there still. He kind of flamed out too. But he's a good second option. And of course, he's got your receivers. You got McLaurin. I still think McCaffrey's brother. Don't sleep on Luke McCaffrey. That McCaffrey bloodline is pretty good. I know he ain't done much this year, but no, don't sleep on Luke McCaffrey. Then, of course, Dan Quinn out there. Cowboys kind of missing that defense right about now. Again, wouldn't be surprised if Micah Parsons ends up in Washington in a year or two. Dan Quinn, I don't know. Especially the way they've been playing. Commanders, definitely think Commanders will win that division. Could be a sleeper. Could make a deep playoff run. Everybody stays healthy. They make a couple moves at the deadline, maybe. Who knows? Get another receiver out there with McLaurin. I know they said look out for McCaffrey, but get another decent number 2. Might be all right. Detroit, the Lions. Whoa. Yeah. Where do I go with that? 52 points. 52 points. Yeah, wow. I think they put up close to 30 in the first half. I'm trying to remember who they played. Too many games going on this week, so I have to kind of remember who they played. The Titans. Tennessee. Well, Tennessee, I think, is about to go through a fire sale. But yeah, regardless of that, 52 points. Jared Goff definitely balling out. Got that two-headed monster of Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. Guess that'll be the one of them, the running backs. And that's the backs. Let's not talk about St. Brown, Laporta. Shout out to Jameson Williams for getting suspended for 2 games, but when he comes back, there you go. Hopefully, he don't lose his speed with those coming off those PEDs. But Yeah, Jared Goff is a bad white boy. I mean, he didn't. He took the Rams to the Super Bowl, and McVay thought Goff was a problem. Apparently not. Goff looked good. He looked damn good. And then of course defense. I think my thought is Detroit makes a move on defense to help with the injury to Hutchinson and that nasty broken leg. Problem is, does anybody want to trade with Detroit, knowing that that's the juggernaut over there? I don't know. But I gotta say, I love Dan Campbell's attitude. He's kind of like that. Excuse my language. Fuck it, coach. We're going for it. I don't care if we're up. We're gonna score 52 points. We're gonna put their foot on their throat, and we're gonna squeeze. Gotta love that. I think that sounds like a coach. Like you'd be like, I'm gonna lay down for that coach. I'm gonna die for that coach. But that's kind of what Detroit needed. For years, Detroit was the laughing stock of the NFL. I think they had that 0-16 season like several times, or 0-16 and 1-15, whatever. They were garbage. That's when Stafford was quarterback there, and that's kind of not fair to put that on Stafford because that team just wasn't a good team. But now they look. Detroit could be a favorite to come out of the NFC right now. If San Francisco doesn't get healthy, then I definitely think it's Detroit's to take. And we may see Detroit in the Super Bowl. I never thought I would say we see the Detroit Lions in the Super Bowl, let alone with a chance to win the Super Bowl. They look good. They look damn good. Tennessee, I don't know if I got much to say about Tennessee. You gave the keys to Will Levis, who's been trash all season. Spent all that money on Calvin Ridley, who hasn't really done much because your quarterback's been trash. You let Derrick Henry walk. So I don't know what the hell's going on in Tennessee. And then you fire your coach, too, Mike Vrabel. So, I don't know. Tennessee's downward spiral. We may see a fire sale out of Tennessee. I know they just got rid of DeAndre Hopkins, sent him to Kansas City. And, I wouldn't be surprised if they send more. If they get rid of more people, get some picks, try to rebuild that team. I know they just traded another linebacker to Seattle the other day. So, I don't know. Tennessee looks like crash. I don't want to say they're always automatic wins because any given Sunday anybody can win, but they look bad. Kansas City and the Raiders. Surprisingly closer game than I thought. Thought Kansas City would run away with that one. Not a 27-20 score. Kansas City I know is undefeated, but I'm not impressed with Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes has looked iffy all season. Travis Kelce I think barely got his first touchdown, but Taylor Swift curse. I'm sorry, you can hate me for that nonsense or whatever, but ever since he started dating Taylor Swift, he's looked like trash. Got other priorities, which is cool. Whatever. Go date your woman, go do what you gotta do. But at the same time, you should be balancing it. Whatever. Patrick Mahomes, he looking sluggish too. I wonder if it's all them kids he got now. Young kids keeping him up. We all remember those pictures of him in the offseason with his quote unquote dad bod, looking like a fat ass. But hey, he gets the job done, right? For them to have all the injuries they've had as receivers, Juju's out. They lose Pacheco. Rashee Rice goes down with the season-ending injury thanks to his own quarterback. Shout out Patrick Mahomes taking out your quarterback. The NFL won't suspend him. Patrick Mahomes said, I'll take it in my own hands. And Rashee Rice done for the season. I shouldn't say that, but that man. Rashee Rice should have been done suspended already. But you know what? That's karma for you. The defense is what keeps Kansas City in a lot of their games, which their defense is legit. Chris Jones, of course, anchoring that defense. Secondary looks good. Like I said earlier, that matchup between Kansas City and Pittsburgh on Christmas Day, at least as of right now, looking like it could be a pretty important game. I know it's Christmas, though. That's still like a month and a half away, but hey, man. Kansas City undefeated, Pittsburgh 6-2. Pittsburgh's got a defense that can get after Mahomes. We'll have to see. Raiders, like I said earlier, Raiders doing Raider things. Um, when your quarterback's Gardner Minshew, you couldn't get a better quarterback than that. Hey, and you wonder why Devontae Adams wanted out. Shout out to Brock Bowers though, tight end for the Raiders, because being a rookie, he's the number one over there as a tight end, and homeboys turned it up out of Georgia. I give him his props, Brock Bowers. But yeah, Raiders let the running back go. I don't even know who's the running back now. Madison, I think, from old Vikings dude. Like, the quarterback is a second stringer. Like, you got nothing on offense. You got Crosby on defense. Can't do it all alone though. I know there's talks about they were gonna eventually trade Crosby, but no, I guess Crosby ain't going nowhere. So he says he loves it there. I don't know why. I guess because they're paying him a lot. Because it's Vegas. I guess you can't really turn out Vegas if you're there. I don't know. But yeah, Raiders look like trash. Buffalo, Seattle, Buffalo doing Buffalo. Josh Allen doing his thing. Got himself a new number one, Amari Cooper. Got Keon Coleman turned up as a rookie. Got your running back James Cook. What was McAfee say? Let James cook. I love that. Their defense looks decent. Not the best, but it's decent. So Buffalo's always going to be a contender in the AFC. And I know Josh Allen wants to beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs when it counts. So, maybe it's this year. I don't know. I guess it just depends which Buffalo team shows up and which Kansas City team shows up, if that ever happens. I think they're supposed to get some dudes back on defense. But I know they let some people walk on defense too. I don't know what's due. A lot of, I guess it's cap stuff, but a lot of these teams let a lot of important parts of defense walk away, and then they're suffering for it. But yeah, Buffalo's Buffalo. You got Josh Allen. You always stand a chance, as long as he stays healthy. That man takes some hits, and you shouldn't be taking those hits, man. You're a big boy, but he takes some hits. Just hand off the ball, dump it off. You got your two tight ends. Both of those tight ends are legit. Kincaid and Dawson Knox. I don't know. Yet Josh Allen is running the ball all the time. But I know he's a great athlete, but putting him at risk. But I guess that's why I'm not a coach or general manager, right? Seattle's always, to me, is always going to be a middle of the pack team. I love the fact Geno Smith finally got, of course, a couple years late, but Geno Smith, got demoted in New York as a backup for a while. Finally got a starting job. He's actually doing decent. He's got his receivers. I think DK was out this game, I remember, so there was no Metcalf, but DK Metcalf. That dude's a beast. That dude's a monster. Love DK Metcalf. But I think it just came down to Buffalo's a better team. And Seattle really couldn't, from the little bit I saw that game, couldn't really run the ball, and that's kind of like their Kenneth Walker. That's kind of like a big thing. So we'll have to see how that goes with Seattle. But again, it's that NFC West, so everybody's kind of still in the NFC West. They're all, I think, right around 3-4, 4-3. Nobody's really out of it in that division. So we'll have to see where that goes as far as that team on that side. Let's see, who else? Did I miss any other games? I think I caught all my games. No, I feel like I'm missing something. The Falcons and the Bucks. Rematch of that Thursday night game we were talking about. Falcons pulled this one off, of course, again. Got a feel for Baker Mayfield, though. Lost both his number one and his number two receiver last week. Godwin, of course, out for the year. Evans, hamstring, I don't know how long he's going to be out. But Baker's still slinging it. New favorite target, got his tight end. So when he gets Evans back, he might be all right. They were doing pretty good. They were on top of that division for a while. I think they still may be. Tampa Bay's, their defense is okay. I think they got shredded a little bit by Atlanta this week. Again, didn't catch all of that one. kind of saw some clips of Kirk Cousins. I think he threw 4 touchdowns again against Atlanta, right after, or against Tampa Bay, right after he threw those 5 against Tampa Bay a couple weeks ago. So I'm telling you, Kirk Cousins can play Tampa Bay every week. Kirk Cousins be MVP of the league. But I'm curious for how long Kirk Cousins is going to be starting quarterback, especially with Penix waiting. I know he signed that guaranteed money, but man's only getting older. But Atlanta's got some weapons. They got some playmakers on that team. Drake London, the beast. Bijan Robinson came out of UT. Man's a monster too. Kyle Pitts finally showing up for once. 2 touchdowns this past week. Had him on my bench. Kind of pissed me off. Wants to show out on National Tight Ends Day. Out of nowhere. Now watch him play Pitts next week and he's gonna screw me. But anyway, I think the only thing Atlanta really missing is kind of a defense. Their defense has been very, very mediocre this year and last year. I know they spent some money on defense, but from what I've seen them play, they don't look the best as far as defense goes. But hey, when you can outscore people, like I said earlier, a win's a win. You outscore them, you outscore them. Did I catch everything? Saints and Chargers. I would like to say who cares, because the Saints are hurt and banged up after they started that 2-0. After they steamrolled Carolina, steamrolled Dallas. Derek Carr gets hurt, and now they look like trash. Carr's still out, I know. And you're just getting ass handed to you. You don't have anybody to throw Olave the ball. You can't hand the ball to Kamara all day. Maybe when Carr comes back, things can get better and turn around. We'll have to wait and see. Of course, the defense suffers because offense can't score. Spencer Rattler's not ready for the NFL. Was never really impressed with him in college, but hey, you do what you gotta do. Chargers. I really hope Herbert's not wasting his career in LA. I know first year Jim Harbaugh's been there, but it looks like he's trying to ensure that Herbert doesn't waste his time there. Got him some offensive linemen this year. Got him a running back, J.K. Dobbins. But they got rid of all the receivers, so I don't know what's up with that. But hey, they got the win. Can't say I watched that game because, like I said, it didn't intrigue me at all. Didn't really care for Chargers, Saints, or anything like that. Broncos and the Panthers. Again, another one of those who cares. Panthers are on a downward spiral. Wouldn't be surprised if they trade Bryce Young. Even though I don't feel like it's Bryce Young's fault. That team sucks. There's a number of issues wrong with that team. Even when they put Andy Dalton in, they sucked. So, plus the Broncos got a good defense. So, yeah, they got their ass handed by the Broncos. Bo Nix got a lot of work to do. He's a mobile quarterback, rookie. They may have something there. We'll have to wait and see. I do think they need to stop with this running back by committee and just let Javonte Williams hit that backfield, which is I think what they're trying to do. I didn't see the stat line this week, but I know Cortland Sutton as their wide receiver 1 last week put up a big old goose egg. Somehow they won, but they played the Saints. But I think you need to find a way to incorporate him as your number 1. Like that's our number one option. And then go from there. You got to give the rookie quarterback a target, and he's got to know that this is your number 1 target. And I know Nix runs a lot. He does a lot of picks. He's a rookie though. Like I said, good thing is he's got a defense with him. That seems pretty legit. Yeah, so we'll see how the Broncos go. Panthers again stink. Nothing else to say about that. Outside of that, I think I covered all the games for the week. Yeah, covered where I needed to cover. Oh, no, one more. Eagles and the Bengals. Hate the Bengals too. In our division rivalry. Shout out to Joe Burrow trying to do the Cody Rhodes American Nightmare look with the bleach blonde hair. But bro, it ain't work for you. Your team sucks this year. And it's hard to tell why. Your team puts up points. Defense is okay. I think it's good enough for you to have won all those games. I agree you should have beaten Kansas City, but I don't know what's up with how you look as why you look like trash. Yeah, you don't have a running game. Your two backs, Zach Moss and Chase Brown, ain't shit. You shouldn't have let Mixon walk. Again, the team letting somebody else walk again. But then you don't even want to pay Jamar Chase. So, yeah, I think that Bengals franchise is just messed up from the inside. Uh, Another one of those teams where you don't want to play your players. Another Jerry Jones over there. I don't even know who the owner is. Is it Paul? That's not Paul Brown. I forgot who the owner is. Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if Jamar Chase leaves eventually. You don't want to pay T. Higgins either, who's been missing games this year. You guys don't want to play their ass off. You're not going to pay him. But we want Joe Burrow for the ball too. Exactly. Eagles, one big game after they've been on and off all season. Not sold on them yet. Jalen Hurts screwed me in fantasy this week though. Two of my leagues I had to play against him, and all of those little, what do they call them? The tush pushes he had killed me. AJ Brown and Devontae Adams finally show up for once. Or sorry, Devontae Smith show up for once. So yeah, I mean, I still don't want to call the Eagles contenders. I'm not ready to do that yet. I know everybody says they're always going to be contenders, but I still think they're behind Washington in that division. And you got to put Dallas above the Giants, but not by much, not by much. So I think that's still Washington's division. I know the Eagles added Saquon. Saquon Barkley's been tearing it up too. But they still don't look as good as they did that Super Bowl year. At least not yet. They could get there for all we know. No idea. So we'll have to see. Think about maybe doing another one of these to preview the week. Maybe Thursday's already the first game, so I have to do it by Wednesday if I decide to do it. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Like I said, I'm just kind of spitballing this before out of nowhere, and a lot of people have told everybody I love talking sports, I love talking football, and they're like, well, just do a podcast, do a podcast. What's the worst that's gonna happen? Nobody watches it. Sure, why not? I don't care. I'll say what I say. You like it? Cool. You don't like it? Kick rocks. But yeah, so I'm kind of just spitballing. Don't have a name for any of this or anything. Just kind of going at it blindly. But I watch all sports. Right now it's football season, so I'm all about football, even college football. So there's too much college football to break everything down. So I'm not even going to try to do that right at all. I'm interested to the new college football playoffs, see how that's going to play out. Who gets in, who gets left out. I will say last couple of weeks college football shown out though. We got some big games. I love watching college football. The speed's a lot different. They get a lot more creative. Yeah, so maybe I'll eventually do one of these on college football. Just again right now, just touch on it. I still think, even though they're not ranked number one, I still think Georgia's the best team in college football. Oregon maybe number 2. Ohio State and Penn State 3 and 4. They don't play nobody really. That Big Ten. I'm sorry, I'm not. There's nobody in that Big Ten for them to really play. Of course, you got your SEC teams always beating each other. I'll tell you the one sleeper team that I want to see do something. They might. Boise State with their running back. Is it Janty? Standing back there like Michael Myers. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google him. Google his stance back there. Heisman Trophy candidate. If Dallas is smart, there's your running back. But again, who knows? But yeah, so I can do these. I can do these all day. I love talking. You can just talk to myself. I know I had a couple buddies that are like, "No, we'll do one with you." And it's like, well, let me see, do it on my own, see how it goes. We can do it, go back and forth. You know what I mean? Again, I don't have any real goal other than just like I like to do it. You know what I mean? I like to put my knowledge out there, if you want to call it that. Put my opinions out there is the best way to say it, right? And again, my opinion. You don't like it? Okay, fine, whatever. You don't want to watch it? Go ahead, whatever. I ain't gonna hurt my feelings. Um, but yeah, no, people push me to do it. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. Hell with it, we'll do it. See how it goes. Um, but yeah, let me know what y'all think. Um, if y'all got my number, you can text me, message me, social media me, whatever. Um, if it sucks, tell me it sucks. Tell me what I need to do better. You like it, whatever. I'm open to whatever. You ain't gonna hurt my feelings. Everybody got their opinion. I don't get butt hurt. So it don't mean I'm gonna stop doing them. So you don't like it, fine, still watch it. But yeah, so we'll see how often I do these. Like I said, I'll do. I like college football. Basketball season just started, so still trying to figure that out. But I don't get into full basketball mode till football season's over. I'll still watch it, but let me see where that goes. How teams do. It's only like less than a week into the season, so I'm not gonna even touch on it. All those Spurs need to hurry up and get Wemby some help. That man's a beast, and he ain't gonna wait for long. But that's a topic for another day. Yep, shout out to Dodgers 3-0. Just saw it sweep the Yankees at home. I'd love to see that. Yeah, so yeah, I guess it's about to hit midnight. Again, let me know what y'all think. Yeah, I appreciate y'all taking. I know it's ran like almost an hour, so if you stayed this long, hey, appreciate it. If not, cool, whatever. But yeah, cool. Appreciate it. Bye.